Let me set the scene for you. You're folding laundry, maybe cooking dinner, maybe even hiding in the bathroom for 5 minutes of peace. And this thought pops into your head. I know I want to make money online. I just don't know what kind of business I should actually have. If that sounds familiar, today's episode, guess what? It's for you because we're continuing our BFF's Pillars conversation. And today we're focusing on the B for business. And more specifically, we're talking about the different types of online businesses, what they really require, and how to know which one fits your season of motherhood and life. We'll talk about all this when we return. Welcome. Hey, Mama. Welcome back to the Making of a Mompreneur show. I am Rasheeda, the Digimompreneur, the founder of Get Coaching and the creator of the Digimompreneur Academy, where we help moms to start, grow, and scale online businesses so that they don't have to build these businesses alone and neglect their family while building them. And around here, we are talking about building businesses that support your life, your faith, and your family, not to compete with them. This episode is not about pushing you into something trendy or telling you what you should do. It's about giving you clarity so you can make decisions that actually make sense for you. So today's title is B is for business, choosing on an online business model that fits your life. Now, if you're joining us live, go ahead and put hashtag live. Let us know where you're tuning in from. So it should look something like hashtag live New Jersey if you're watching us from New Jersey. And guess what? If you're watching a replay, you can do the very same thing. Just put hashtag replay. We love you. We definitely love you because guess what? You didn't make it the first go round on the live, but you said, I'm going to make it my business to watch the replay. So we can't help but to love you for supporting our show. All right. If you don't already have your pen, paper, and digital device ready to take some notes, go ahead and get that while I'm talking. And in the meanwhile, I just wanted to get you all excited and ready to join the Mompreneur HQ community by liking, sharing, commenting, and even subscribing to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you have, I love it. Thank you so much for joining our show and our community. Now, if you're ready, go ahead and put hashtag ready in the comment field. And we will go ahead and start talking about setting the foundation and how and why this matters, right? Because here's what I found as I've been working as a business coach for the 5 years now. We hit Get Right Coaching, hit the 5 year mark. And with working with so many moms over the years, most moms don't struggle because they aren't capable. Just know that you, girlfriend, are enough. But generally, they struggle because they started a business model that didn't fit them quite right based on their reality or something to that effect, or they chose something that looked good on social media but required more time than they actually could commit, or it was just more energy than they could give, or more money than they were ready to invest in. So before we talk about digital products specifically, I want you to understand this. There is no best online business. There is no best online business. There is only the best business for your current season. That's right. We flux in between seasons. And if you have toddlers, you know the difference between having an infant and a toddler. If you have an infant, you know the difference between an infant and a teenager, right? So we go through teenagers. We go through seasons as parents, and they're not always the same. So we need to be able to have some flexibility in the type of business that we run. So now as we begin to explore online business models, let's talk through a few common online business models moms usually consider, starting with the most familiar. And that's going to be your service-based business. And because it's really like a natural entry point. Service-based businesses are where many moms begin coaching, consulting, freelancing, virtual assistants. These are the model. This model actually works because you're usually using skills you already have. You help someone, they pay you. Simple, very simple model, and very easy, very cost effective startup, right? But here's the question I always ask moms considering this route: do you want your income directly tied to your availability? Yes, I paused on purpose. I wanted you to think about that. Do you want your income directly tied to your availability? Now, we talked about what kind of flexibility we need as a mom entrepreneur. And service based businesses definitely allow you some flexibility because you can choose what hours you're going to work, when you're going to take clients, how many clients that you're going to take in a month. You get to choose all of that. So, service based businesses can be very profitable, but they often require you to be present for every dollar you earn. And for moms, that can be very challenging and get very challenging fast. Why? Because we know our time is limited and sometimes sketchy, depending on the tantrum that's going on or the nap that's happening. That's usually when moms start asking questions like, is there a way to make money without always being on call? And this is where I go to the pivot point, right? Because coaching, consulting, that is definitely a natural entry point. Cost less, allows you to be flexible with your time. The thing is, you have to be present in order to get that money. So that's when I was like, oh, a digital business will probably work best for me. And that's why I make that the very next pivot point for me, from going to coaching necessarily to digital product business, because a digital product is simply a way to package your knowledge, experience, or solution into something someone can buy and use on their own. Okay. Think about the questions people ask you already. What are they asking you? What about the advice that you are always given, repeatedly, right? Did somebody asked you over here the same question that somebody asked you 2 days ago and somebody asked you 2 months ago? That's something repeatable that can more than likely go into a digital product. The systems that you figured out through trial and error, you are saving somebody else the trial and error. You're saving them the headache by using your level of expertise and experience to create a digital product. And so that's what digital products let you say. I'm going to turn this into something reusable. Now, one of the most common questions I hear is, do I need to be an expert to create a digital product? And the answer is a resounding no. You just need to be a few steps ahead of the person that you're helping, right? So if you already had the experience of figuring out a system that you know is going to be useful to people's business, that other people are already asking about, but you've already got it nailed down, and you can put that in a digital product, a checklist, a SOP, or something to help someone to bypass all that trial and error, then this is something that you can actually put into a digital product and sell. Doesn't mean that you have to be an expert in it to do it. No, you have to be you, but you have expertise in what you've already learned from your experience that you can share. Honestly, me, I know about digital products. I can create digital products, but am I the expert in all of digital product land? No, absolutely not. Because I don't know all of the digital products that are out there. I am not trying to learn all of the digital products out there. But if I can get my 4 or 5 items that I'd like to do and create these things and share them out in the world and get them sold, then that so be it. I'm not an expert. Because I'm not an expert, I'm not sitting back going, I'm not an expert, so I can't release that new journal. Or I'm not an expert, so I can't create that new wall art. I'm just going to go ahead and get out there and do it. And so I recommend that you also do the same. Another question that moms ask is, do I need a big audience? Now, the big audience part is not about creating the digital product. That's more a question about Who are you selling to? That's the next big question that people ask is, do I need a big audience? And again, I'm going to say the answer is no. But what it comes down to is clarity, right? It's not crowds, it's clarity. If you have a clear, concise message around your digital product and what it is that you do sell and how it will help your potential audience, then you are as good as gold. Digital products work best when they solve a specific problem for a specific person. So if you only have an audience of 12, but 10 of them have the same specific problem, then you can sell 10 items out of your 12 and still make a lot of money because, hey, those numbers, 80%, that's great for only 12 members. Oh, wait, don't listen. I've been dealing with numbers all day. Don't worry about those numbers, but I'm just saying. So basically, the percentage is high based on the fact that if you have an audience of the right people, then you don't have to worry about the size of your audience. Now, listen, a bigger audience is always great. Always. So that means you're going to be doing some promotions, you're going to be doing some sales, you may even get yourself into some ads. So to enlarge your audience, because the more people that you have in your audience that are ideal for your ideal clients, then the better your possibility of sales and income slash profit. So it is important, but it's not a showstopper. Okay. So remember, if you have a clear product, clear and concise message, your product solves a specific problem for a specific person, then you are on a roll. Don't get stuck there. Now, what digital products really require? Okay, I want to set the expectation right with you. I want to be very honest that digital products do not mean no work. I know we hear passive income and people go, "Oh, is it really passive? If is it really passive?" Listen, it's passive. It's passive. And it's for the same reason that we brought up a moment ago. If you are a coach or consultant or freelancer, you are doing a service using your time and for dollars. You do a service with your time and you get paid for that time that you did for your service, for the service that you provided. That is time connected, time bound. When we say passive, it does not mean you don't have to do work, but think of it this way. I create one digital product that solves one specific problem for one specific person. I create that. But did you know specific person could actually be more than one person? So you created for stay-at-home moms of toddlers or homeschooling moms of twins, whatever the specific audience is and the specific product is, there are likely more than one set of homeschooling moms of twins that is going to be interested in your product. But you don't have to go out and create another product for that other mom, homeschooling mom of twins. That same one product that you produced can be sold and resold multiple times without involving your time. So if you spend 2 hours creating a digital product that you can sell over and over again, if you sold 10 copies, you did not spend 20 hours. That's 2 hours times the 10 copies making that sale. You're not doing 20 hours. It's the same 2 hours that you created one is now being multiplied by 10. So you now get 10 items sold for the same 2 hours of work. And that's where you get the passive side of this equation, because now you're not doing 20 hours of work to get 10 sales. You're only getting 2 hours of work that you did to get one product sold, and then you just sell it 10 more times or 9 more times. So that is the leverage that you gain from doing digital products. And that's where the word passive comes in. Not that it means that you do no work. It means that you do different work. There's an upfront investment of time, which is your planning, creating, refining. But once it's created, it doesn't require you to show up live every single time someone buys. And this is why digital products are so much more powerful for moms to get started. You can create during nap time. If you only have an hour for nap, brainstorm, brain dump. What are your ideas? Then the next nap, breaking down those ideas into what your experiences and how you can help someone. Then your next nap. So in a week, if you just go an hour a day for 5 days, in 5 hours, you've come up with a product that you can now sell. Really, you can sell while you're at a soccer practice. Not because you're actually doing the work, but once you've done those 5 hours and you've created that product, you can literally be at a soccer practice and pick up your phone or hear the bing, bing, bing on your Apple Watch, right? Because now that item is being sold while you're doing whatever, right? You don't have to be physically involved in that process. You can build income even when life gets to life. Okay. Now, some of the common questions and real answers that people have and that I share. Let's talk about it. Let me answer a few questions I know are probably running through your mind right now. And again, one of them might be, what if no one buys it? That's part of the process. I will not sugarcoat it. That is part of the process. There may be times when you create something that nobody buys, which is why we say the upfront commitment of researching and testing it, those hours count for you to be able to get to the point where you're producing a product that someone is going to buy. And it's why we start small, that we test ideas and listen for feedback, listen to feedback, right? Because so we're getting feedback, but the key is to actually listen to the feedback and do something about it. If they say, well, it was too long, or it was the descriptions didn't really match what I was looking for. These are times you say, oh, it's too long. Okay, how can I condense this and still make it an impactful digital product? Oh, the description didn't match what you received. Okay, let's look at revamping the description of the product so that it is more aligned with the end product that the people are receiving. So take that feedback and make it applicable to your 2.0. Whatever you created wasn't selling. Okay, now we're going to start small. We're going to research it. We're going to get this feedback, and we're going to do the 2.0 version. And guess what? Don't be afraid if your 2.0 version becomes 17.0, because digital products are simple enough where if you identify that something's not working, you can go ahead, fix it, and redo and relaunch it. And I'm not saying launch as this big production, but you could relaunch the product, put it back out there with this new version. Oh, the cover of the book, the journal didn't look right. The red was off, so it looked pink to other people. Whatever it is, you do the adjustments, the tweaking, and figure it out so that you can make it a better product. And like I said, do not feel bad if it's at 17.0, because eventually you're going to get it just right for your ideal client, that specific person who's looking for a specific resolution. And of course, if you find that after all these tweaks, it's again research, you might find that particular digital product is no longer a viable product for you in the direction that you want to go. And that's okay too. So don't get all bent up out of shape and give up, because digital products is the easiest business to just change up on. Because if you own the brick and mortar, you can't just change your mind about what you're doing, right? Because you got a mortgage, you got a rent payment, you got all this staff to pay, you got overhead that is dependent upon your success. And you switching up and changing up, and 1 minute the sign on the door says easy pickings, and the next minute it says pay less, you'll confuse your audience. So you want to definitely make sure that whatever you decide to do, that it is something that is going to be profitable. But again, if you get to 17.0 and realize it's not working out, you can just simply stop creating that or stop selling that particular product because it's digital. It doesn't require a whole rigmarole to be able to change it, fix it, or cancel it. Okay. Another question is, what if someone already has something like this? Let me tell you, it is very likely that somebody else has something exactly like what you're thinking about. Why? Because we are humans and there is nothing new under the sun. And as for as many times as somebody has done a patent or a trademark and found out that somebody else already had a patent or a trademark on the same thing, guess what? We it you can't do anything about that. It just means that there is a market for what you're looking to produce or to sell. Your voice, your perspective, and your experience is what makes the difference. You are the differentiator between product A and product B, right? Their product A does the same thing. It teaches you how to tie your shoelaces. But you, as a differentiator, can teach how to tie shoelaces a totally different way. Somebody might say, wrap the knot here, loop the loop there. And you say, no, bunny ears. You got to do the bunny ears. Whatever it is, it's still going to be something that someone somewhere wants to buy or learn from that is different from the way that the guy over there is doing it. So you can't worry yourself about that. In fact, it is an identifying mark that there is a market for what it is that you want to do. Now, the next thing is, hey, I got this idea. Ooh, I got this idea. You have all these ideas. But you just, okay, I got the ideas. I don't know how to start. That's generally me in the sense that I have a whole bunch of ideas and not always I don't know how to start. It's actually starting. And then it's also realizing that every idea that I think of is not necessarily for me to do or for me to do at this time. So if I get 17 ideas, doesn't mean I need to be trying to create 17 products right now. Hey, if one of those products fall into a wheelhouse of one of my friends who's passionate about this thing, I'm going to drop that idea over to my friend and let them figure that out. That way I can stop thinking about it. Or I can jot it down in my journal for ideas in the future that I want to explore. So that's another question that people may have. And another might be, what if I don't know where to start? I tell you, I think there's a proverb or something that says, I can't remember it, but basically you're something about walking and the way to get there is by taking the first step. One of these days I'll get these things out before I start blabbing them on the show. But I'm sure you heard of it. So I'm gonna let you go with your first thought. So wait, anyway, that's why when we're talking about where to start, we start at the first step. We want to start with one problem, one person, one situation, whatever that is, figure it out. And then you have your base, your foundation. This is where you can get started and move forward. But if you're skipping to step 12 and you haven't done step 1, then that could be a little confusing and disparaging because now you feel like, oh, I'm such a failure. I am not going to be a success. I wasted my time. When all it probably happened is you missed a couple of steps that you should have just started with the one problem. Okay. So I don't want you to get all bogged down with all of that information and where to start and how to start and if I can do it or if I can't do it. This is where the BFFs pillars in the Mompreneur HQ community comes back into play. Really, when your business model supports your family, respects your faith, and protects your self-care, it becomes sustainable. Digital products, guess what? They give moms options. We got options, y'all, with digital products. Options to grow without burnout. Why? Because we don't have to be on the grind trying to pump out all of this stuff or book up our calendar with calls and consults. It can be options to expand without sacrificing what matters most. And then oftentimes that's our families and family time, family engagement, family making family memories, hey, family trips. These things are important to us as moms in getting to the soccer meets and going to the cheerleading camp as a chaperone, things like that. We don't have to sacrifice anything like that when we're working with digital products, because with digital products, moms got options. All right. So if you're listening today and thinking, maybe this is my next step, I want you to hear this clarity. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to do it all at once. You just have to do what fits you in this season. So, what is it that fits you in this season? As we continue this BFF series, we'll keep breaking things down in a way that feels doable, realistic, and aligned. So make sure that you tune in and watch us on our next episode. Of course, again, if you haven't already done it, wherever it is located on your screen, follow us. We are on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, everywhere at the Digimompreneur, and that's the the at sign, the Digimompreneur. Subscribe, comment, let us know if this has been helpful for you. If you've gotten a flash bulb idea, if you're thinking about creating digital products, then go ahead and join us in any of our platforms. Let us know what you're looking to do and let us join together to help you. I want to thank you for spending this time with me today. Yes, Mama. I'll see you in the next episode of the Making of a Mompreneur show. Until next time.